So in 2026, I don't think it's ever been easier to build a personal assistant. And we're going to build one today within like 20 minutes and have it connected to everything that matters to you. So, for example, let's say that you have goals. If you have goals, then they should be tracked. And if they can be tracked, it means you can go into a spreadsheet. And in 2026, if you have a spreadsheet, you should no doubt connect an AI agent to that spreadsheet so it can actually give you data which you can just converse with it and it can edit and create and delete as you live your life. So, for example, let's say you have a goal of going to the gym, but the reason you skip the gym is because you realize you have to track the gym. You got to track the weights and the reps and do progressive overload. Or you want to lose weight, so you're dieting. Now you don't know how many calories you have left for the day or what you've eaten today, how many calories that is. Or maybe you want to spend less money or you want a budget, whatever it is. You should be able to simply pull out your phone and ask an agent, based on what I ate yesterday or based on how much money I've spent today, do I have money for this thing I want to buy? Or based on the amount of weight I lifted in my last session, how many kilos am I trying to do today for this exercise? Whatever. We should be able to achieve your goals better because an AI agent is tracking your progress with you. So we're going to build that today and we're going to do it so simply within like 20 minutes. So I have here an 8N and I have some spreadsheets. This is a fitness spreadsheet. I've put some dummy data here. I didn't fill it out on purpose because I want to see if the agent can fill it up for me. I have a finance agent here, and we're gonna go through and make a different one just so it has access to maybe like one that will track my diet or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna go here, and it's a blank sheet. Press the N8 AI, and we're gonna go to build. I'm just gonna voice it in, and I'm gonna say that I need an orchestrator agent connected to three sub agents, a calendar agent that has access to my Google Calendar, which can do everything like create, edit, you delete, check my schedule. A fitness agent, which has access to my fitness Google sheet, which is up there, and can do all the things. I need a finance agent, which has access to my Google sheet for finance and can do all things. And I need a diet agent. All right. So you can go ahead and just use Whisper Flow to voice all that to it, or you can just type it all in. However, it's not that much, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Now we'll send that, and it's gonna build a bit of it. Not gonna build the whole thing. We're gonna have to add our own custom tools and stuff. Like I want the diet agent to be able to access the web. I need the fitness agent to have a calculator. I need the diet agent, and actually need them all to have a calculator. So there's gonna be a bunch of stuff like that, but this will give us the base architecture that we need. Now let's go ahead and make so this is the finance one, this is the fitness one. You can see how I've organized it. It's always in a table. And here we'll go, and I'm going to show you how to build a very easy tracker. So open a blank spreadsheet, okay? And I'm going to go to Gemini here. First, I'm going to call this my diet agent because that's what I named it. And we're going to give it access to a Google Sheet. So I'm actually just going to call this week one. Yeah. Okay. Or we'll do it. I think needs to be on a daily basis. So we'll call this month one. I'm going to tell Gemini that I need a table which will track my caloric intake on a daily basis per meal and will calculate my remaining calories for the day after each meal. Okay, as you can see, it's not doing a bad job at all. It's put together something really good here. It's using OpenAI. It's given access to a bunch of tools. Anyways, okay, so we look back. I'm gonna press insert. I'm gonna close this now, and I'm just gonna simply put this here. So just to give us a better look at everything here. So we have the date. Okay, this I will go ahead and edit the column type to be date. The meal, I'm gonna make this to be a drop down. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. That's okay. I'm just gonna change the colors on this. The food item is there, the calories consumed, the daily calorie goal, which I guess does change if you're training or whatever not, but we'll just leave it at 2000 for the most part. Let me edit this. I don't need it to be a drop down either. We'll just go with number and we'll make it 2000. Remaining calories, which is just this minus this, which I think it has done as well. So if I change calorie consumed to 1000. All right, so now I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna click this thing up here, and I'm gonna say I need the remaining calories to be auto calculated. And it's gonna insert a formula for that portion of the table. Okay, here we have it pretty much done. So this will take in a trigger. We have an orchestrator agent here. Understand, determine which specialized agents to send it to. Okay, here we have the calendar agent, which has access to my Google Calendar. I'm just gonna go to from list, and I'll just give it access to my main calendar. Sure, these will just be defined by the AI, and it's just gonna do a get many. So it didn't fully understand the request because we still need to add in some more stuff, but it's done a good job giving us this basis. The calendar agent, create, edit, and delete calendar events, check and schedule availability, list upcoming events, manage event details. Okay. Now I wonder if I can only pick one. What we'll do is since I have, yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I don't really use that calendar actually, so I'm gonna go ahead and just switch this out with my business calendar, which I use a lot more than my main one. So we'll go with that. Okay, we have fitness agent, log workout, exercise data, track fitness metrics and progress, retrieve workout history, update fitness goals, process users' fitness goals, and use the Google Sheets tool to read or write from the tracking sheet, return clear summaries and insights. Yeah, that's not bad. Um, I think what we will have to do is obviously expand on the tools that it has. So it has, okay, I'm gonna just do from list and give it the fitness agent, and we'll let it fill in the sheet that it is going to get the data from. We're going to have to edit the prompt on this thing to explain to it better, but we'll do that in a second. The finance agent, track expenses and income, manage budgets and financial goals, categorize transactions, generate financial summaries and reports, analyze spending patterns. Yeah, so I'm just going to go again here and do from list and pick the finance agent, and we'll give it access to spending. Okay, so this is going to be the daily expense tracker, and then we're gonna have another um, tool here, which is still gonna be Google Sheets tool, and just like this one, which can get rows, we're gonna have this one also be able to get rows from the finance agent and from the budget agent. So this is the financial goals. Okay, so by the way, if you're wondering how to actually set up the credentials for it to read this, you're just gonna go here and like you will get this, you sign in with Google. So all you're gonna do is click sign in with Google and just sign in with your Gmail account, and it'll get access to your Google Sheets. And then we have the diet agent. So again here, I'm just gonna go from list and pick the, why are they two? Why are they two? There's only one. There should only be one. Okay, that one's in the trash. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. So if I make this 1500, this is not changing. So the reason for that is because we need to set that to be a thing. I'm going to just delete these rows for now. I'm going to call this lunch. Grilled chicken with potatoes. Calories consumed. Yeah, we could just go with 1.5. All right, now I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna say I need this column to auto calculate the remaining cals. Oh my goodness me. Okay, nice. And this is just gonna be the only sheet we actually have in there, which is right now month one. And we'll do define by the model. Now, how we're gonna make that work is you're gonna say that you have access to one, you have access to a monthly calorie tracker. Okay? A new monthly calorie tracker, which is named month X, where X is the month of the year. We are in January. So we'll say here, since the current date is, move this to an expression. Since the current date is now dot format. Since the current date is this, it is January, and therefore it is, since the current date is this, it is the first month of the year. Hence, the sheet for this month is called month one. You will need to dynamically pass the name of the sheet to the, what do we call it? Oh, this is the wrong one, sorry. But we'll also have to do it there again. Anyways, let's go back to fitness agent. Move this to an expression. Come here. You have access to one, a monthly calorie tracker called calorie tracker. You know, we'll just call it monthly calorie tracker just so that it also remembers that it's monthly. Wow, I really keep messing this up. Okay. Monthly calorie tracker. All right. This is also supposed to be not here. It's supposed to be here. Expression, move it like this. Okay, you have access to this, which is called this. And well, if we look at the diet agent, one of these is in the trash. I don't know. A monthly calorie tracker called monthly calorie tracker, which is named month, which is called monthly calorie tracker. Okay, the sheet within the monthly calorie tracker, where X is the month of the year. Since the current date is this is the first month of the year. Hence, the sheet for this month is called month one. You will need to dynamically pass the name of the sheet to the monthly calorie tracker. Okay. Um, Now if we go to the finance agent, This has spending and budget. So this is the one, it is not going to actually write anything here. This is purely just for it to be able to read. Spending is where we're going to give it the ability to create rows. So if we go here and we're at the finance agent, we have given it the ability to read the financial goals and read the daily expense tracker. And now we're going to add in another ability, which is for it to, let's go here, sheet within docket. We want it to append or update row from the finance agent and only in the spending agent. So here we'll call it add expense to sheet. And this will all be defined by except the running balance will not be defined by the model. The running balance will be automatically calculated by the Google Sheet. Because if you look at it, running balance, this is, as you can see, has an equation attached to it. Just like how this one, remaining calories, has E2 minus D2, and here it will be E3 minus D3. So it has auto calculation. So add expense to sheet. That's pretty much, if we look at it, that's what it's gonna do. It's just gonna add an expense. It's gonna find this item, it's gonna fill in this, fill in this, fill in this. It won't fill in this, it's gonna be auto calculated, and it's gonna fill in the notes. Perfect. So we can test that out right now. If I tell it that, also let's just make sure I have these OpenAI credits in here. So I'm gonna just choose my regular OpenAI account. We can use 4.0 mini. It's a very cheap model. We're not doing that much reasoning here. 4.0 mini. I'm gonna duplicate that. Duplicate that again. Connect it here. Duplicate it again. Connect it here. And duplicate it again. And connect it here. Okay. Now I'm also gonna give it access to the net. So I can actually go here and add built-in tool and give it web search. For the, actually not, you know what, this one doesn't need web search. Well, we'll give it this one. We'll give it web search. So if I tell it something and it doesn't know the calories, it can just check. Okay. So I'll also put here, and then two, I'll put a web search tool to check the calories of the food if the user does not specify calories. We'll put here calories must be added every time a row is appended or updated within the monthly calendar calorie tracker. And so we'll also just give it a calculator tool to calculate if anything, if it needs to. And just in case it doesn't use the right tool, we'll give it this Google search tool in here to be able to search in case calories are not told. Okay. I keep putting this in the wrong place. This does need a calculator tool anyways, so it's fine. We'll go here and duplicate these two and give this tool here. calculator tool, and a Google search tool. And the row within the diet. It's really annoying me that there's two of these. Why would you get the one in the trash? This will define itself by the model, right? The model will define this. Mm. All right. Sheet by name, and this will map automatically. So let's actually go here and let's change this to a website tool to get the calories of food using unspecified calories must be added every time there was a printed update within the monthly calorie tracker. Append or update row to the monthly calorie tracker. So we'll name this. Append or update row to the monthly calorie tracker. Okay. I think all we'll do is tell it that it needs to the it needs to always pass date, meal, food item, calories consumed. Okay, and so we'll just go here. Okay, and we'll go ahead and say when calling the append or update row in monthly calorie tracker must pass the following parameters in this order: date, meal, food item, calories consumed. Yeah, that's really, we don't really need to worry about the notes. Okay, so now if I tell it what I ate today, we'll also need to tell it that it has access to today. Yeah. So I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna go to the chat. I'm gonna open the chat. I want to just see if it's basically working. Oh, let's do one more thing. Let's give it memory. Let's give it a simple memory with a context window of 30. So I'm gonna say, hi, today I ate, or today I had a cappuccino after lunch, but I don't know the calories. All right, cool. Go to the diet agent. It checks the calories of a cappuccino. I'm assuming it's gonna a cappuccino. No, 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 no. There's a breakdown. Use skim milk for a significantly calorie count. Okay, it was medium. It was medium. If I say it was medium, 16 ounces, about 250 calories. I'll say perfect. Add it to the sheet. So we've noticed something about this is that it's not necessarily realizing that whatever I am saying, it needs to add it to the sheet. So it's added it to the sheet now. I've added the medium thing to the food log. So if I go to my diet agent here, it, Node parameters have changed. What is happening? Let's see. What was the month one added? Oh, you see. Okay, if I go to map each column manually, we're gonna do defined by the model. Yeah, that's it. Actually, for the date, what we'll do is we'll do now dot format, and if we look at it, it's 1/16/2026. So this is actually supposed to be day year. Okay, now we go to this agent here. We're gonna say that if we remove this, it should still work. Alright, so I'm gonna do save, and I'm gonna say try add it again. Column to match a parameter is required. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't remove that thing from you. You must pass to the add calorie, add calories. One, today's date as follows. We'll go with now dot format. Put this here. It was day slash month slash 1, 2, 3, 4. Today's date. The second thing it needs to pass is why are the old date? Okay, this is not supposed to be date. Why is this date? Meal. And honestly, we're just gonna put this as text. We don't really need to have it like that. Meal, we're gonna put food slash drink, calories, and we don't want any of these to be added here. So we can get rid of that just now by going, my bad, by going here to where it did that. Okay, it's fine. We'll work on that in a second. Error. Okay, try again. Let's save this and send it. Append column names were updated after the node setup. Yes, they were. So we don't want to pass anything to these ones. So let's go ahead and remove that. That's part of what this thing is outputting. Okay, I'll say try again. And now obviously you won't have to do it like this all the time. It's just for now so that it gets the parameters correct. You're welcome. Oh, I think I said thank you again. I'll say I meant try again. Column names were updated after the node's setup. Um, sheet, month one. So press this to refresh it, and there we're gonna fill these in. I'm gonna execute step. Again, Okay, GPT-4 or Mini. Perhaps not the best. I had a cappuccino today, medium, add it to the tracker. Column to match on is required. Date. Save it. Clear the execution data. Send this off. Had a cappuccino today, medium, add it to the tracker. Okay, diet agent. I don't see it. Why don't I see it? Date, meal, beverage, food, drink, month one. Yeah. Okay, I found it. Of course, at the bottom, because this entire thing is, as far as the agent is concerned, this is real data here. So we're gonna get rid of all this. Okay. Medium cappuccino, calories, remaining calories. This should be, I'm gonna I'm gonna pass this here. Um, this will always be 2000. So the way we can do that is if we go here, daily calorie goal, we'll pass in 2123, and the remaining calories, this is one of the things I want to check. So if I add another, all right, let's see, remaining calories. I wonder if I just pass in this, like if I go here and I write this, I'm gonna copy this for example and just test it. If I write V, yeah. All right, so we're gonna pass it in this way always as the remaining calories, or not E3, actually. This is just E minus D. So if, for example, here I wrote E minus D, or I write equals E minus D, equals E minus D. No? I mean, if we look at this, we don't want to pass it in hard, like, we don't want to hard code it. So what we can do is, so I'm going to open Gemini and I'm going to say that daily calorie goal should always be 2000 when a new row is added. So here we have remaining calories. Now if I say I've done this, so that daily calorie goal should always be 2000 when a new row is added, but remaining calories should be calculated as the daily minus calories, but like this is the same day, which means like if I make this 2000, I don't have these many calories left because I ate here. You see? So what we can actually do is remove this as them having a formula or anything like that. We'll go here, and then the daily calorie goal will be this remaining calories. We'll just define it by the model, and then we'll tell the model here, you'll pass this, you'll pass the whether the calories are food or beverage, the number, the actual calories as an integer. The daily calorie goal is always 2000. The daily, so it doesn't need to pass that. And the remaining calories for today, which is 2000 minus calories consumed so far for today. And three, calculator to find the remaining calories for today. Okay, so now let's try this again. I'm gonna get rid of this entire row. I'm gonna say I had a cappuccino medium, add it to the tracker. I'm gonna clear the execution logs. I'm gonna delete the memory, reset the chat session, add back in the memory with a context of 30, save it. I'm now gonna paste this here. Add a cappuccino today, medium, add it to the tracker. It's gonna find the calories. Which one has this called? Oh, sorry. This is supposed to be by name. I'm not exactly sure what it wanted to do with this, but let's try again. So this is not taking 20 minutes, taking a little bit longer. But like once you have it working in this, you don't have to really do anything else with it. You don't gotta do much about it. So it's read this to find out what the calories I had consumed so far were. So meal or type beverage, food or drink, medium cappuccino, calories 151, remaining calories for today 500, out of daily goal of 2000 calories. So the reason it's at 500 is because I had 1500 here, okay, and I have 2000 minus 151 is 349. So I want to know what exactly did it put into this? 2000 minus 1500. How is it 1500? I'm not too sure. So let's say this is 500, right? Then medium cappuccino gets added. So let's delete that row. So can you try add it again and tell me my remaining calories for today? It checks so far how much I've eaten. What I'm wondering is why is it not meal summary, food or beverage, medium cappuccino, calories 150, remaining calories for today 350 calories. So it did 500 minus 150. But that doesn't even give you how it figured out that it only included, well, it worked, right? So basically I can say my dinner will be a chicken burger with fries. Do I have the calories left for that? And I ask it. And now a typical chicken burger would range from this. Since you have 350 or many kites for the day, you may not have enough for the dinner you mentioned. See? Now, ideally, that's this one agent. We go ahead, hook it up, system prompt it like this. You always want to pass in the right, tell it what the parameters that it needs to pass are. And we'll connect it into these three agents. Now, the last part I want to show you before I end this video is how to connect this to something like Telegram so you don't have to do it like, well, like this. So I can go ahead and delete this and I can go ahead and go to Telegram and we'll do on message. So we have it here on message. Now, what you do is you need to create the credentials. I have an agent, but if you don't have, I'm going to show you how to make an agent. So open Telegram, all right, then just type in bot father. This one is the one you want to go to. It's this one. And you're going to put slash start. And you can see you're going to continue by sending these things. I'm going to do slash new bot. How are we going to call it? I'm going to call it personal assistant. Good. It must end in bot, like for example, Tetris bot or Tetris bot. Um, we'll just call it, for example, goal underscore bot. Doesn't really matter that much. Okay. PA bot, like personal assistant. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I'm gonna call it ours is bot. Ours is bot. Bot. Okay, finally we have this bot, and here's the hate. Now you to so go here and you want to copy this, open this trigger, press create new credential, paste in this, press save. Let it test it. It's gonna test if it's working or not. All right, so it's tested it well. So this is the Telegram account, and I'm gonna just edit this to name it personal assistant. Okay, keep editing, save that. So now if I go here, I click this, I now have access to the chat with this bot. Okay, so now if I go here, for example, and I execute step, you can see that it's gotten a bot command type and whatever. But if I, let's just say, hello, I send that off. And now when I execute workflow, it got hello, which is the text I sent it. So simply, I'm going to connect this here, and we're just going to use the text to be the query parameter. So I'm going to define below, make this expression, and drag in the text over there. Okay, and then here, we're going to do Telegram, and we're going to do send a send a text message. Okay, the chat ID is this. Go to chat ID. Here it is. Put that there. And this is going to be the output of the orchestrator agent. Okay, so that's that. That's pretty much how you do it. So now if I save this, for example, and I execute this step, it's going to be listening, and I'm going to say I want to see if it can read my financial goals. All right, so it's listening. I'm going to say, what are my finance goals? I send this and it got it. So if I execute this, the whole workflow now, I'll send that. Session key from previous node. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here we'll just pass in the chat ID. All right, so execute it again. Send this. What are my finance goals? It's reading my finance goals. And now it should send us back a message here when it's done. Here are your finance goals. Monthly income, first of the month, expenses, 15th of the month, total summary. All right, awesome. So you see that's that. So you can go ahead and connect it up nicely to all these other goals that you have. Make spreadsheets for your goals. Just use the Gemini tool here, and you can have an entire functioning agent in your pocket. Now, for example, if I was about to spend money on something, I could just ask the agent, "Do I have the budget for this?" And if it says yes, I can buy it. And if I decide to buy it anyways, I can tell it I bought this thing. Now log that into the file, and it'll go into the finance agent here, and it'll log it properly. So yeah, hope you guys like that. I think 2026 is, this is kind of something that everybody should really have. Obviously, I don't know what sheets you guys are going to be using, but just the way we set up this sheet is the same way you do it. You be clear and have what's called an information density, a high level of information density in the prompt. Pass it the variables that it needs in the order that it needs to pass them, and you're good to go. And the context memory, you can really keep it whatever window length you want. I'm just going with 30 so that it can remember quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, all right. See you in the next one.